Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to be talking specifically about Harry Potter Wizards United. And this is my review for the game and my personal journey with the game. Alright, so it's kind of interesting. So I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I've read every single book, and I have lots of memories for each book. They're really a big part of my personal life. They're a big part of the Garibay family life. Many of our kids have read them. My wife read them. It's a shared, the Harry Potter world is a shared language among the Garibays, right? I have attended the Harry Potter Festival in Pennsylvania. It's up like, I can never remember the town, but it's got like 10,000 people that go to it every year. Pretty significant. I've run my own versions of Harry Potter role-playing games. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So I have a nerd associate. She is a friend. She is girlfriend for one of my best friends and one of my friends, right? But yeah, I have a nerd associate who also is a big Potter fan. Okay, and she had mentioned like months ago that they were bringing out a Harry Potter augmented reality game, and I was like, oh, interesting, right? Now, here's the issue, right? So, I'm going to give you my summary of my review. I did not like the Harry Potter Wizards United game, but not because it's a bad game, but for some very personal, specific reasons. And I'll explain those, but I'm also going to I'm kind of giving a separate review as well. So, for me, I didn't like the Harry Potter Wizards United game. I'm going to explain why. But I will say, I think it absolutely has a specific demographic that I think the game is absolutely great. If you are a huge Harry Potter fan, you like video games, and you are not a Pokemon fan, this is a great game. Alright? Or if you don't play Pokemon Go. Alright. So it is a great game in that circumstance. I do not fit that criteria, that demographic. I play Pokemon Go, and I have played Pokemon Go since day one. Right? And I think if you have played Pokemon Go and never stopped, it is very difficult to play Harry Potter Wizards United for multiple reasons. I'll explain my reasons. All right, so I have played I have played Pokemon Go since day one. I never stopped playing, and I love the game, right? And I'm at level 36, right, which is very high level. And I play every day, and what I do is I complete the quests every day, and then I don't do very much more than that, but I do community days, right? So I consider myself a very serious Pokemon Go player. Serious player is a big, air quotes situation today, because often, I'll consider myself a pretty serious player of something, and other people will consider me a casual. That's like there's a big question mark about what makes you serious about any hobby today. Just because people can get so deep into things nowadays, right? But I am a very serious Pokemon Go player. So, here's the issue. Harry Potter Wizards United is created by Niantic, and the issue that I ran into was, as soon as I got the, advertisement, said download it now, I downloaded it now, I started playing immediately. And I really liked it. I really liked it a lot, right? But I immediately, within the first 2 days of play, I said, I can't play this and play Pokemon Go. I just don't have the time, right? I have to choose one or the other, right? And as soon as I realized that, I got really sad, because the reality is I have 3 years invested in Pokemon Go. And in addition to that, I have entire friend groups that are Pokemon Go specific, right? And I have friends who are just my regular friends who really are into Pokemon Go, and I really enjoy going to community day with them, right? So the reality is I just don't have enough time in my life to play both of these games, right? So I had to choose, right? So when I thought about choosing which one I was going to play, I was like, well, which one of these games is going to succeed and which one of these games is going to fail? And if Pokemon Go and Harry Potter Wizards United both succeed, which one is going to succeed more? Right, and I did some math, and I'm going to present that math to you right now, and it's actually more logic than math. Right, here's the issue. Pokemon Go has just a massively much broader fan base than Harry Potter. And the reason why is Pokemon Go has the show, it has video games, and it is an active live franchise, right? Where people are very excited about the next installment in the franchise, right? Whereas Harry Potter, that's just not the case. The books were amazing. There are no new books, right? So the medium that it was born under, even though J.K. Rowling could just right now reach her hand out and anoint a new author and give us brand new Harry Potter books until until the cows came home, she's choosing not to do that, right? So there are no new books, which means that the medium it was born in is now dead, right? No new books. And that's a huge problem, right? It's a really, really big problem, right? And then in addition to that, the new movies are, in my opinion, dead as well. They are prequels. Prequels are terrible all the time. Hollywood already knows this. Everybody hates prequels, and the reason why is prequels are fundamentally broken stories, right? So, you know, J.K. Rowling and I think it's Warner Brothers wants me to be invested in these prequel films, but I can't. And the reason why is, you know, like, you're going to use characters like Albus, you know, Dumbledore, and McGonagall, and you're going to show me some characters, right? Well, for those characters that exist within the Harry Potter world, I know nothing is going to happen to them. I know there's going to be no new real revelations. You know, they can't even get a scratch on them. They can't lose a finger. They can't, you know, they can't be harmed in any way. Anytime you put them in danger in the story, it's completely cosmetic. I know that nothing's going to happen to them, right? So prequels are terrible, and that has nothing to do with Harry Potter. But the Harry Potter prequels are terrible, just like every other prequel that's made. They're just bad stories, fundamentally, right? And so I'm very much out on the Harry Potter prequels. I'm not digging them. They're not my cup of tea, right? Star Wars had the same problem. People hated the prequels. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, it's because it was poorly executed or whatever. But the reality is, even with Star Wars, nobody liked the prequels at the macro level, right? So that's a serious problem. The other issue is, if you want to get into Pokemon, right, like, you're born as a child and then you're 5 years old and you learn about real animals, and then, you know, your brother or your uncle or your sister or your mother or your father come and say, hey, this is just a world of fake animals, right? And most kids today learn about Pokemon when they're like between 5 and 10 years old, and they love them, right? Now, the cool thing is the Pokemon world is deep enough to sustain interest for adults. I'm hugely interested in Pokemon. Now, this is really interesting. I play Pokemon Go, and I have never played a single DS game, right? I took my oldest son to every single Pokemon movie that was ever in the U.S. theaters, right? And so it's a wonderful, you know, Pokemon Go is really wonderful. But here's the kicker. With Harry Potter, right, Wizards United, the only fans of that game are going to be people who've read, you know, 1,500 pages, maybe 2,000 pages of content. That's a very high barrier to market, right? So the Pokemon Go game is always going to be bigger than the Harry Potter community. And so for me, who is a fan of both properties, I'm going to choose Pokemon over Harry Potter Wizard United. All right. So, you know, so actually, Harry Potter Wizard United, at first I was excited about it. It turned out to be a crisis for me because I started playing it. Then I got very sad when I realized I had to choose one or the other. I actually stopped playing Pokemon Go for about a week, and I didn't play either one, right? And then finally, I just opened up my app, and I started playing Pokemon Go and fully gave up on Wizards United because I just really feel I couldn't play both, right? So that's a very personal reason. I will say this. I think from a quality perspective, the game is fantastic. It's not just a skin of Pokemon. I loved the wand control and actually drawing the little symbols. I thought it was really unique. The game really looked very flavorful. I liked the confoundable story. It was extremely well executed. It really was wonderfully executed, and I very much liked it. There were a lot of things that were similar to the Pokemon Go game. I have no beef with that. Niantic's worked hard. There's no reason in the world that you shouldn't use that framework for other games. I'm very happy that they have this other game. I'm happy that, you know, that J.K. Rowling's going to make the money. I'm happy that that Niantic is going to make some money. All those people, you know, God bless them. You know, I think that's all very good. I did want to talk about one thing in the Harry Potter game that I really thought was truly exceptional, really, really wonderful, And I thought it actually really very much expanded the augmented reality game space, and that was the port keys. Port keys are the best thing in the Harry Potter game. Virtually everything in the Harry Potter game is, hey, here's some Pokemon Go mechanics, and here's some, we're going to put the Harry Potter material onto it. Now, they did their homework, and it really did feel like a Harry Potter world. They used the characters well. All that was fine, right? But there really wasn't, it was a little bit like a skin, you know what I mean? It was a skin well applied, but it was a skin, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but, it is what it is, right? But the port key had absolutely no equivalent to it in the Pokemon Go game. So with the port key, you get the port key, and you use the port key, and you have to be in a large open space. You have your augmented reality turned on, and you spin around with your camera, and you find a portal. The portal's about 50 to 150 feet away, and then with your phone, you begin walking into the portal. You have to physically walk to the portal, right? And then you walk through the portal, and when you walk into the portal, on your phone, the screen changes, and you walk into a virtual room on your phone. And even though it's just on your phone, I truly felt like I was surrounded, like I had walked into a room of requirements. There's absolutely no equivalent to this in Pokemon Go. This is truly transformative and really, really wonderful, awesome addition to augmented reality. I've never seen this done. It really felt like a cool, immersive experience. It's actually the most immersive experience I've ever had in any augmented reality game. I really, really loved it, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the whole game. So that is my review of HP Wizards United. I thought I was going to be excited about the game. It turned out the game was almost like a personal crisis for me, because it stopped me from playing a game I had played constantly for 3 years, and then I had to put the Harry Potter game down. Terrible, like it was like crisis for like a week. I'm over it now, but it was a serious crisis for me. Like, it was a tough decision, right? I do want to reiterate, if you are not a Pokemon Go fan, but you are a Harry Potter fan, you are incredibly blessed, and you can enjoy this game. Really, it's really, really great. I also will say, there's one other circumstance in which I do intend to play the Harry Potter game. And that is when I reach 40th level on Pokemon Go. If there has not been a level extension by then, I will stop playing Pokemon Go at 40th level, because I will feel that I will have completed the game, right? Because you can't go higher than that. It's a level cap. And I will switch over to the Harry Potter game. And in that case, I'm very glad that it's there, right? So that's my take. That is my review of Harry Potter's Wizards United. I'd love to hear what you think of the game. Please let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.